What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? I'm Eli.
And I'm Eddie. We
We
game and
game and
take.
take, man. Um, First I want to say there's been a lot of y'all coming after me because of this Russell
Oh yeah.
Westbrook take that I made, bro. Right? I said what I said. I'm gonna keep it at that, bro. The man is gonna hurt your team more than he helps it. Of course he had a real good game yesterday night. It was beautiful. He had 7 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna ignore that. I'm not gonna slight him because of that. Because the game in itself, it was like 170 points from each team. You know what I'm saying? So that's something else in itself. But he had a good game. It's one game. Like, why are y'all attacking me? Like, just relax. I said what I said. And if he goes and he plays a terribly game, are y'all gonna acknowledge that? Like I just acknowledged that he had a good game. Are y'all gonna do that?
I
That's
mean,
all I
yeah,
want to know.
yeah. You guys waited to attack Eli on that TikTok till after the game, which is I don't know. That was a little crazy. Even though
Did your
you know
boy?
I I,
Did your
I
boy
do
crazy?
believe it would Westbrook should help that system, and Eli obviously thinks something else. But you guys didn't even stand on what you guys really believed in because you waited till after. You didn't know if the guy was gonna have a good game or not. You guys waited, but yeah, that would you know.
Right.
Like,
But
like,
make sure y'all follow us on our social media platforms at the bottom below. Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to support the channel, the Cash App is down below as well. But what we got, Eddie?
um, first up, I mean. We're gonna get into addressing this thumbnail, but I want you guys to know that there's a consensus like best 12 players of all time. I don't think you can like swap these 12. Yo, was good. Was good, Los.
It's good,
Um,
Q.
I said, yeah, it was good. Q. You could swap these guys. You can't swap these guys out for anybody else. These are the best 12 players to ever have played the game. And it starts up with Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Shaq, Bird, Duncan, Steph, Hakeem, Bill, and Wilt. I mean, those are the 12 greatest players of all time. You just can't swap them out at all. No one could take over any of those guys' spot. And I think the majority, which is probably about 80% of players who watch basketball, can agree on the fact that those are the 12 best players of all time when in terms of accomplishments, in terms of impacting the game, impacting their teams, valuable. How many times they won without a super
See, you
team.
gotta watch. You gotta watch him, bro. You gotta watch him, bro. Where Hakeem at in your top 10? You had him in your top
I
10,
said
right?
Hakeem, bro.
You
I
said
said Hakeem.
Hakeem? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got Steph in there.
Yeah, I said the consensus 12 best players of all time. There's nothing about a top 10. There's no ranking. I said the consensus 12 players of all time, no matter where you
That's
rank them.
unorthodox. That's unorthodox to put 12 players. But
No, I'm saying because these are the players that that can only be argued in the top 10 who should be consensus in there.
okay.
No matter where you put it at, these are the 12 best players of all time, no matter where you put it at. And you guys need to stop. I seen a few videos, when I'm scrolling on TikTok. You guys need to stop acting like one person is such. LeBron James only gets holds to a certain standard. Every great is hold to a standard. All these 12 greats that I named are hold to a standard above the rest. So you guys need to stop that. And I get LeBron James it might have a higher standard than some of the guys below him. But when it comes to the two best players of all time, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, they're hold on a standard above anybody else. And you guys need to just stop complaining about certain things that people say, especially the casuals. If a casual says something along the lines of, if Ray Allen doesn't hit that shot, LeBron James doesn't win. We all know LeBron James scored what 9-10 points prior to that shot. Stop arguing back and forth with these casuals and letting them get in your head and tell you that, oh, well, if Ray Allen wasn't playing, LeBron wouldn't have it. No, bro, we know the truth, bro. Don't sit up here and do that. Just the same way with if Steve Kerr didn't hit the shot against the Jazz in '96, Michael Jordan would have won. Michael Jordan made the pass, bro. Like you just can't sit up here and argue with these people like that. So is Kobe Bryant, who is not a top 3 player of all time, and in regards, it isn't even argued as a top 5 player of all time. And before he tragically passed away, wasn't even argued in the top 10. He's hold to a standard as well. Everyone always talks about his inefficiency in a lot of things. He's been hold to a standard for years. They were putting this guy on the same level as Michael Jordan since 2007, 2008 when he was at his best. These guys were saying, you had Stephen A saying, I don't know, this guy might be better than Michael Jordan. Then you had Nick Wright having Kobe Bryant in his top 3 players of all time. at what in 2013. Then he swaps him out apparently 10 years or a few years later after that. So you guys got to stop acting like all these players aren't hold to a certain standard just because your favorite player is. This doesn't just go for LeBron James. This goes for anybody whose favorite player is in this consensus top 12. Whether it's my favorite player who's Kobe, Eli's favorite player who is Michael Jordan. Like, these guys shouldn't be. We know the facts. Do you have anything else to say about that? Do you think this is the consensus top 12 players of all time?
No, I ain't got no argument with that, but Steph. But we get to that.
So who do you got over Steph in this situation?
Well, you said that's your top 12 players that you can't argue. But I'm saying those the guys you mentioned. I'm saying I wouldn't put Steph in that top 10. To me.
No, I understand Steph is not in your top 10. I'm saying, though, these are the 12 best players of all time. Is there anyone you can argue over anybody in these 12 best players? I'm saying that the top 10 list is intertwinable between these 12
If I'm
guys.
keeping Steph out, I'm keeping Steph out for Hakeem, if that's what you asked me.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. I get it. I know your list. You don't have Steph top 12, top 10, which I understand. But I'm saying, when it comes to the 12 best players, is there anybody else I'm missing on this list?
No, hell no.
All right. But what I want to branch off is to the thumbnail, man. You guys just gotta stop, man. I'm seeing lists with Kevin. I've seen a couple outrageous lists with Kevin Durant being top 5 through some casuals, but through people who actually know basketball, I've seen lists where Kevin Durant ranks between 8 to 10, and he's just simply not a top 10 player of all time. You guys like to go based off what you see and how fancy and how skilled Kevin Durant is and how talented he is, and I get that. Kevin Durant is a top 10 talent. He has the talent, unlike what we've seen before, but he is not a top 10 player when you count accomplishments, accolades, and everything into one. He's just not a top 10 player, bro. He's just not.
I agree with you, bro. And before I get into that, I'm gonna just talk about this, and I'm gonna transition to that.
All right.
The glazing that Kevin Durant get, I respect his game. I love his game. Deep down in my heart, Kevin Durant is still my favorite player. But I will not glaze this man and kiss his ass, bro. Like Stephen A. do, like Skip Bayless do, like what's his name? What's his man name? Like it don't even matter, bro.
It's good, Drake.
It don't even matter, bro. Max Kellerman do. These guys constantly, when Kevin Durant is healthy, he's the best player in the world. Bro, no, he is not, bro. While he was healthy, he wasn't the best player in the world this season. So just cut it out, bro. The disrespect to players that are Kevin Durant, don't get me wrong, wasn't the MVP discussion. He was doing great things for his team, but he still was not the sole best player in the league, even when he was at his best, bro. Not saying he can't be, but this particular KD, no, he's not the best player in the world. I don't care, bro. These guys, what they do is they look at his game, and his game is so beautiful, magnificent. They want to be biased and say, when healthy, but no, he is not, bro. He does not impact the game and more than players that I consider to be at the top of the top, the best players in the world. He doesn't,
like the 12 best players that were named. He just doesn't impact the way they do.
He did have a lot of impact on the Brooklyn Nets because they were on a tremendous streak while he was healthy. But at the end of the day, he was not the best player in the world. Just because his game is beautiful and his eye candy does not make him the best player in the world, bro. This doesn't. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo, his game, it's not the most beautiful to watch. It's not the most graceful to watch. But the general consensus is that Giannis Antetokounmpo impacts winning, bro. More than Kevin Durant. That's just a fact, bro. Nikola Jokic impacts winning more than Kevin Durant, and that's just facts. He impacts his team's success more than Kevin Durant. And it's just facts.
Hold on, Eli, because let's just elaborate for that. If we end up cutting this, Eli is not talking about in terms of a career as of right now, because I know you guys want to say, what has Jokic won? He hasn't won a championship. We're talking about as of right now. Neither KD or Jokic has won a championship since they've been on their own. Well, KD hasn't really been on his own because he's been hopping from team to team. But we're talking about in terms of since he left Golden State, he hasn't won anything as well. And then you guys might say, well, Giannis only has one ring. But again, since KD left Golden State, what has he accomplished? And that's what Eli's talking about in current time. We're not talking about in years prior or when he was on an overpowered team. We're not talking about that. We're talking about as of right now, what has KD accomplished in the last 3 years in terms of that. Like Eli said, he just doesn't impact winning the way those two other guys do. And it shows it everywhere. Yeah, KD is in a discussion for best player sometimes, but is he the absolute best player? Has he been the absolute best player? I can't say I agree with that, and I know Eli does. But you could go back on that, Eli.
Yeah, bro. I think it's very unfair, Stephen A. and them doing that, bro. But that's just their opinion. I can't be mad at it, but don't push that agenda, bro. It's not fair to the guys who actually are the best players in the league or the best player in the world, bro. It's crazy. It's ludicrous, bro. Even in that series with Giannis and KD, right? They saying, "Oh, KD's the best player in the world," just ignoring how Giannis performed in that. Just because KD's game it's just unfair. But let me talk about what's relevant, bro. Kevin Durant is not a top 10 player, bro. Not a top 10 player until he goes and wins a ring outside of Golden State. If he wins a ring with the Suns, I'll value that. I will value that. It's a team that's just thrown together. Many people may think it's a super team. But this team is not going to win without Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? They're not. The Golden State Warriors already proven that. They already won without Kevin Durant. And that's what kind of hurts his argument for being a top 10 player. He won 2 championships with the team that didn't need him. So that's really all that's holding his argument back from being a top 10 player. If he had won a ring with OKC, we would look at him different. If he had won a ring with Brooklyn, I would say, yeah, if he had won a ring with Kyrie, because forget Harden, let's exclude that. If he won a ring with just Kyrie on his team as his second best player, of course, that would be tremendous, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just one other superstar, that's incredible. But, if he would have did it with James Harden, it's like, that's a super team. That's just more like Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Having a team that's highly favored, they're dominant, nothing like that. On the Suns, I don't think they're going to, like, steamroll the Western Conference. I think it's going to be competitive. And I think if he could get a ring in that atmosphere, I would value that, but I think he would need one more, because them 2 rings of Golden State, my opinion, they don't mean much to me, bro, because there was no resistance being on that Golden State team.
It's respectable to say it doesn't mean much. I get it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the fact that they won 2 rings without this man, and the top 10 now ever. Come on, man. Why would we be talking about now? KD's obviously he's a top 5 player now. So but yeah, I mean, these guys won 2 rings without him. They said, okay, the first one was injured. They went and won the second. They went and won the second one. They won the same amount of rings with this guy without him. They made more finals. I mean, they made the same amount of finals without this guy than with this guy. So it's like it's a lot of things. Things like that kind of brought KD value a little under because they were arguably the best team. They were the most dominant team of all time and arguably the best team of all time. And look what happened. These guys, they didn't accomplish more than what they should accomplish more than what they should have. My fault. So, and then KD hasn't done nothing since then. That's why his value is dropping low and low. And then to me, if he just can't get a win here with a guy like Devin Booker, who's a 27 point per game scored, and Aiden, who's a double-double person, and Chris Paul is almost a double-double person with assists and points, it would be really extremely hard to even push the narrative that he's even like top 10 at all, bro. Like I know some of you guys try to do that, and I wouldn't get serious. I wouldn't get mad if you guys argue that, even though I don't think it's an argument, just like with the GOAT debate to me. But if he does not win a championship, at least one more by the time he retires, you guys just got to completely stop that talk. It should be I shouldn't hear KD being top 10 at all if he doesn't get at least 1 ring. I mean, I would value this championship in the Suns because I value all championships. But
these guys just want to get his man extra credit because he got a Louis bag. We know he got a bag, bro. We know his bag is Louis. We know that, bro. But
we do know that. The guys argue as not only the most skilled scorer, but not the most skilled player and the greatest scorer of all time. You guys like to argue stuff like that, even though we know who's the greatest scorer of all time. You guys like to argue stuff like that for him. And you guys were saying this about Kevin Durant since he was like 30 years old or younger than that. In fact, I mean, the guy he could do damn near everything on that court, bro. He can do everything on that court, but that's not what gets you into the top 10 all time. You know, you got to fault in, like I said, accomplishments and overall greatness and impact on a team and leadership, man. Kevin Durant has not shown us leadership on a team yet, man. I mean, to the finals, yes, he has, but to win a finals, he has not yet. And I mean, and you really can't even, yes, he won the finals MVP in Golden State, but that doesn't make him the leader because y'all said how he's playing now. Oh, yeah. No. Because he was, Eli was talking about how because of his talent, people think he's the best player in the league still, but that that's just simply false. Comparing career to some of the guys, it makes a debate. But yeah, just you guys got to stop that, man. I pray for the best for Kevin Durant. I hope he can prove these guys wrong, even though I want my boys to win, but I do want Kevin Durant to prove people wrong. But who knows if it's gonna happen? I mean, you see them boys in Denver still holding it down. So, Eli, you said you had something to branch off to, right?
Oh no, I already spoke about it, then I branched off into this shit.
All right. Shout out to the five in here, man. But Q, can you explain before we get off this topic? Can you elaborate on what you're talking about a little bit? The last part you said, but comparing career to some of the guys makes a debate. Because I mean, look, when you compare the career to some of these guys, I mean, I just don't see how Kevin Durant even comes close to any of these guys on here. I mean, maybe Steph, but still at the end of the day, Steph has what, 2 more rings than Kevin Durant and an extra MVP. So, and then you go down to Hakeem, who has the hardest championship one in history. LeBron has the hardest finals one, but in terms of overall playoff, Hakeem has 2 of the hardest rings of all time. We obviously know MJ and Bron. He's not touching those guys. We know Kareem. He's not touching. We know Kobe. He's not touching. I mean, in terms of skill, if you want to argue, he's a more skilled player than Kobe. I can understand that. But in terms of greatness, he's not.
He don't stack up, bro. It's not even nothing to explain. He don't stack up to being nobody.
He don't.
I mean, unless it's opinion, but in terms of what the criteria those guys follow to be in that top 10, he's not on it. Like,
yeah, these guys. These guys met standards that man, these guys exceeded the standards is all I'm gonna say. Now I can't too much. 2 texts, I don't care for KD.
Wait, all right, I know something that he gonna be interested in. We gonna get to it. He gonna be all right, but what we got next?
We have next. We could dive into a little bit about the coaches that are in the hot seat, and I know you have a lot to say, so I'm gonna just give a short, sweet discussion on that. I know you have a little bit more to say. But there's a few coaches on the hot seat right now. Me and Eli was discussing this off camera. Monty Williams is definitely one of them because he was, the guy won 110 games in 2 years. No, I'm sorry, 120 games in the past 2 years, and then if you would go on and add this year, however much it would be. But he won 120 games in 2 years and doesn't have a championship to show for it. Back-to-back number 1 seeds. And with the players that he's had, it's like, come on, man. You came in on fire. Made a finals. You guys end up choking a 2-0 lead. But you have arguments going on with your youngest player who is probably going to turn into maybe your franchise later on if Devin Booker ends up wanting to leave and Chris Paul of old age and Kevin Durant of old age. Who knows? You got. Like Eli was saying, man, it hasn't been too much good stuff going on. These guys can play on the court.
Hold on, let's just go down the list of the guys that's on the hot seat.
All right.
It's not much of them, but I think it's guys. I don't want to say hot seat, but I will say that'll be under scrutiny, right? Monty Williams, Doc Rivers, bro.
Oh,
nobody. Yeah. They always get this man to pass, bro. Always. Doc Rivers, bro. I think I don't want to. I'm gonna put Joe Mazzulla in there.
Yeah, for sure. Because
I'm gonna put Joe Mazzulla in there. He hasn't won yet. He hasn't lost yet. This is his first full season as a head coach.
But I'm gonna tell you why I felt like that because, like, bro, he is a younger coach, and it's like, and then plus on the pressure that he has on his back from Ime Udoka, who made it to the finals. That's what I'm saying. The standard right now for him is to make the finals and possibly win a championship, because these guys are playing the best basketball they've ever played in their career. All of these guys. So the standard right now for them is to really win a championship, especially making the finals last year, and then now this year battling for number 1 through number 2 in the East. So that's a real reason why I feel like he's in the hot seat. I think you could throw Steve Kerr in there too, because he won a championship last year, and it's looking like these guys might not even make the playoffs, or they're battling in the playing spot. And I feel like when you watch
I'm not throwing him in there.
When you watch the Warriors game, bro, it's like one game when Steve Kerr draws up the right plays, and then the next game they just looking sloppy on both ends of the court, on defense and offense. I'm
not throwing him in there because he's proven himself in recent times. He hasn't been on multiple I don't want to say failures, but seasons where it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, in recent times, I'm gonna say this: Steve Kerr, he won a championship, bro. Yeah. That's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The guys like Doc Rivers, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting bounced in the second round, and with the Clippers, the whole situation with that, and just milking that one championship he won in 2008, and nobody's paying attention to the mishaps that he has had as a head coach, bro. Yeah, not holding him accountable, bro.
Yeah, that's the argument, man. That milking argument I've been hearing for a while, and it is true.
And we talked about this when we first started our channel, bro. Like, nobody talks about Doc Rivers. He should be under the most scrutiny out of all of those coaches.
I was saying, I gave a little bit more credit to Doc because, I had no choice but to. Eli brought up the fact that Joel Embiid was injured last year during the playoffs, because I said he went from 31 points to 22. But now James Harden's healthy. He's playing good basketball. Tyrese Maxey's playing the best basketball of his career. Tobias Harris is still there. These guys have a roster. Like, these guys should be one of the teams battling for the first spot in the East, and yet they're not. They're still there, but they're not. These guys have an MVP candidate who you guys so bad should have won MVP and this and that, and say he's better than Jokic, and yet these guys haven't made an Eastern Conference Finals yet. Yet they have never made an Eastern Conference Finals with your MVP player and one of the coach that you guys make a lot of excuses for. I wasn't making excuses for him. I was just saying, I like his coaching. I feel like he's a good coach, but he is under scrutiny, like you said. He needs to prove himself.
Let me say this right quick. Good. Let me say it right quick, bro. And it's gonna be real unfortunate because he is a good coach, and I sometimes I get beside myself, but. Bro, I get beside myself because everybody want to pick what they want to talk about, bro. Yeah, like, bro. Why nobody is talking about what they want to throw? Like, they want to throw all the scrutiny on other bro. What about Doc Rivers, bro? Yeah, bro. Bro, Doc Rivers, I feel bad because I don't think the 76 is gonna go anywhere, despite whatever he does. He could coach his best this playoffs. I still don't feel like they're gonna win, bro. I really don't. The Celtics constantly got their number, bro. They're not beating the Celtics or the Bucks fully healthy. They're just not. I don't see no way they're doing that, bro.
Speaking of that, it was a good game yesterday. I'll give credit to that. It came down literally to the last basket. Jason Tatum, they held Jason Tatum down. They locked him down. He just, turned in his inner Mamba, hit a clutch shot, and it was a close game. Like I said, they went at it.
I think. No, that was the Bucks, but that was the Bucks they lost to when it was no Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. But they're 0-3 against the Celtics, and that don't really mean much to me. But I thought before that there was a matchup problem for the 76ers. Yeah. So,
but at least it was close games though, so it lets you know. I think two of them were close. I think one of them were a blowout, but two of them were definitely close. So it lets you know that if we do see these guys, we'll probably see this matchup in the second round. These two teams, so we would probably get a good matchup. Only if Joel Embiid sticks to playing how he's supposed to play, and James Harden as well. So those are two guys.
It's really a lose-lose. It's really a lose-lose situation for Doc Rivers. He could coach his best, and I feel like they're still gonna lose, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't coach well, that's even worse. So it's like. I really don't know, but I really think it's going to be a change of scenery come this offseason for the 76ers.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because someone got to go. It's either going to be, I know Tobias is looking on the bridge to go, but I'm thinking they're going to try to get rid of two people, and it's either going to be James Harden, which I doubt it because Joel Embiid loves playing with Harden. It's probably going to be Doc and Tobias Harris going because Tyrese Maxey, he's their future, obviously, him and Joel. So it's most likely going to be Doc and Tobias who goes if they don't get this right. Which will clear a lot of money. Obviously, we know Tobias Harris is on a large contract. So who knows?
But
You know.
but let's touch on Monty Williams as well, bro. He he's under scrutiny, like you said, bro. The last 2 seasons, 60+ wins. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Went to the finals in 2021, was up 2-0, and then the wheels fell off. Last year in the
Oh,
playoffs, you know what I'm saying? It was what it was. They had a somewhat competitive series with the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round. Second round, they had the Mavs right where they want them. They was looking to land that last finishing shot to knock them out, and
I
the
got one
Mavericks
more
came
coach
back.
too. I got one more coach too after you're done, and I'm gonna branch off into something.
Yeah, they was and then the wheels fell off in that series as well, bro. I mean, I think were they up 2-0 in that one as well?
Against the Mavs, I believe so.
Yeah, they was up 2-0, and the wheels fell off. The best two players, they wanted to put all the blame on DeAndre Ayton, but in
Yeah,
that game
yeah,
7, the best two players they would no shows, bro, virtually. You know what
yeah.
I'm
In that game
saying?
seven,
Virtually.
yeah,
And then they put the blame, the coach, Monty Williams. I don't know what he and DeAndre Ayton had going on, but the coach sat him out. You know what I'm saying? And that started a whole lot of friction with them. I really don't know, but I know he's on the hot seat, bro. Now he has a generational talent in Kevin Durant. He has another generational talent, Chris Paul, but we know Chris Paul is not what he was. He's just a plus. You know what I'm saying?
then he got two offensive weapons, bro.
Right. Then he has the best shooting guard in the league that people fail to talk about. They're talking about him himself talking about we only got one star or superstar, KD. Bro, you're the best shooting guard in the league.
Yeah,
All
bro.
that all star shit don't
He's just
matter,
all
bro. What are you
NBA
talking about?
first. He's the reigning all NBA first shooting guy. Like, come on,
Exactly.
bro. He
Just being passive aggressive, bro. But yeah, Monty Williams definitely in the hot seat, bro. He now has Kevin Durant. I know this was thrown together, but expectations are high for them. This is the Western Conference where it's not one team in the Western Conference where we looking at, oh yeah, they definitely it's the Nuggets, yeah, but it's like it's fairly competitive. This is a
um
team where they got some talent on it.
yeah, bro. Not only is the expectations the championship from this team, but it's like, bro, like you said with last year, you sitting down your big man, a guy who's probably the second. Man, no, he is the third most consistent on the team. Obviously after the two best players, but he's your best big man. Nah, he's the best shooting guard, bro. He's the best shooting guard, man. Spider is in the argument.
Oh,
Spider's
yeah.
definitely in the argument, but
I forgot. Yeah,
from what
I
I
forgot.
seen from last season, I gotta go DB, bro. He was obviously All NBA first for a reason. He deserved it. He hooped.
But I kind of get what Q's saying. I would give Donovan Mitchell the nod because he's been healthy this season, so it's fair, bro.
I can understand that, bro. It's definitely between those two. I have a tough time picking between Spider and Book. But yeah, it's like, bro, you don't do that as a coach. That's like so immature, bro. Send down that player, like that's some stuff that you do back in middle school, high school for bickering at each other. Like you don't do things like that, bro. A guy who is very dominant with Chris Paul off the pick and roll, and as much of an offensive talent he is at the big man, it's like, yeah, I'm disappointed. DB, he is an underachiever. I mean, he didn't win nothing till he didn't make the playoffs till Chris Paul got there.
I mean, if DB underachiever, what is Chris Paul, bro?
I mean, what is Donovan Mitchell as well? I mean, he has never made it past the second round, if we're being honest, Q. But I guess you could say, I guess making it to the playoffs is achieving something, I guess. But I want to add two more coaches, actually. In fact, I hope Monty Williams could need his coach. Wow, I hope Monty Williams could get out that hot seat. Prove us wrong. That's another reason why I don't want to say I want the Suns to win. I don't, but it's like I just want those two guys to prove us wrong, bro. I want three really: Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, and Monty Williams. I want them to prove us wrong, bro. I really do want us. But the two coaches, well, one of them is not a coach no more. One is a newer coach. I'm gonna go off and say Quinn Snyder first because obviously they got rid of Nate McMillan now. So now you in the hot seat. Nate McMillan was looked at as the problem. So now you're supposed to be looked at as the solution, I guess. and you guys should elevate. And that's what they've been doing the past couple games. And you guys should elevate and probably be a top 5 seed because the roster they have is deep. So now he's in a crucial spot. I don't know if I would classify it as a hot seat, but I do know that the expectations for him joining his team would be much higher. I'll really watch this shit. DB ain't dead fuck shit. His expectations is a little high because, like I said, Nate McMillan was looked at as the problem. You know, he was arguing with Trae Young. They had all this bickering back and forth going on. So the expectation for Snyder is very high. Now I get into Nate McMillan. He's in a hot seat for sure because what are you doing saying all these bad things about your point guard, your franchise player? What are you
what he said? What he said?
He said some comments about how Trae Young needs to pick it up and stuff like that, like how he's not playing how he's supposed to and this and that. And he sat him out. He was trying to get him to come off the bench. And to me, that's very disrespectful to a player of Trae Young's caliber. How good he is, the dual point guard he is on.
Hey, Doc Rivers would have did that and it would have been no problem, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He would have made him do that and he would have did it and nobody would have batted an eye. That's so. But Nate McMillan ain't, Greg Papa. He's his coach. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's crazy. Like that don't make no sense, bro.
Nate, and then there was other
guards you gonna put over him in the start.
Yeah, there were other behind the scene things going on, and it's like, bro, at this point, and if you watch some of the Hawks games, there was a lot of start lineups drawn up that was just nasty and didn't have no playmaker it was a whole bunch of like disorganized stuff going on, and one of the things I hate worse more than anything is disorganized basketball, disorganized team in general. And obviously they were disorganized because they're fighting to get positive. They were negative. So it's like and I don't expect him to get a job. That's why I think he's in a hot seat because he's probably not going to get a job, bro. He's probably, and I feel bad for him, but that's the way it is. Branching off from that, I want to talk about
hold on. Now we branching off into the players that's on the hot seat or no?
Oh, yeah, we could branch off to that, too. But I was going to talk about something else, but I'll say it after. I'll probably save it for last. Wow, players in the hot seat, man. It's a lot of you guys.
Matter of fact, no. This is something that's been a real popular topic. Players that have the most approval. Let's put it like that.
Oh, yeah. I like this one. I like this one.
You had to sip on that. You had to sip on that drink right quick. You feel?
The consensus one player that I've been hearing a lot is Nikola Jokic, bro. And I don't want to seem like a Nikola Jokic stan, bro, but he's in the top 3. Don't get me wrong, but he's not number 1. You know why? Because there's 2 men. I think it's 3 tied for 1 spot, but there's 2 men by the name of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, bro. These guys were a part of the greatest offensive trio ever. They set records. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant set records in just a year's span being together, bro. And if you have Steph Clay and KD over, okay. But in terms of that short span, they were on pace to be the greatest offensive trio of all time, bro. Those guys were nasty together. I mean, and what did they accomplish? You guys were making all this talk like, oh, watch when Kyrie get back healthy. Watch when such and such get back healthy. Them boys got back healthy, and what happened, Eli? What happened in the first round?
They got swept, man.
They got swept. They got annihilated, bro. Like, these guys got stopped. The best player, I think, in like 2 games of that series was looking like, what, Bruce Brown, bro? Like, I can't imagine a team like that where Bruce Brown is looking like the best player in the court. Those 2 have to be tied for number 1. And I got Joel Embiid too, because you guys like to hold this guy to a certain you guys like to hold this guy very high, and he ain't proved shit. He ain't even like I get Jokic hasn't either. He hasn't really proved too much either. He never went to the finals. He never won a championship, but at least he made it to the Western Conference Finals. Joel Embiid has had a super team for maybe 1 or 2 years, right? What was that? 2018 and 19, right? Yeah, 2019 and 20. 2019 and 20. This guy had a super team and did it.
That was 2018, 2019.
Yeah, 2018, 2019. This guy couldn't even get you guys to the ECF, bro. He was crying. I think you got the picture? You got the picture. You got the little video. He was crying.
I don't think I got it up there.
He was crying, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the guy you say has less to prove than Jokic, just because you guys love the whole talent thing, and because Jokic is more of a little more boring to watch. But you guys love the talent. This like the same thing with Kevin Durant. You guys love the talent, so you guys have a certain biasness for these guys and think you could just hide them behind something. No, bro. The guy has not made it past the second round yet, bro. And y'all should really feel disappointed as Philly fans for that, because look, going down the list on players he didn't have. He didn't have Ben Simmons in his prime. He got James Harden, who's still playing well, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, a ton of other guys who have played with him, and he yet has to get past the second round. He's not low. And you guys got to stop making excuses for him, man. You guys got to stop. I'm gonna have to call out Anthony Davis as well. But you could go down and name.
God damn, man. Let me get some in, man.
I'm sorry. I'm saying you could
go right here, bro.
I'm sorry.
All right, let me just run down the list right quick. This man right here, he'll talk it. He'll put you to sleep. He'll keep talking, bro. Well, look, number one, gotta be Kevin Durant. He didn't last year. He was swept, bro. He in a better situation now. You know what I'm saying? No dysfunction over there. He in a better situation. Then I'm gonna go James. Matter of fact, no. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid and James Harden. They're on there. They're 1 and 2. Jason Tatum after that. Because this man right here, and I'm gonna get to those two, but this man, Jason Tatum.
Me. You talk about me, ladies and gentlemen. You talk about me.
Last year in the playoffs, the man was hot and cold. That's a fact. He was hot and cold. Because of him, because he didn't play to the level that he was supposed to consistently throughout the playoffs, he went 7 games with a team, 2 teams he wasn't supposed to go 7 games with. That being the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Those series should have never won 7 games. That right there should have let me know they weren't going to win the finals. Then in the finals, he was definitely hot and cold. More cold than hot. In the finals, it was his first finals. There's been great players who've not had great finals, like LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? That's the best comparison. But Jason Tatum did not play well in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Then when you come to this season against premier teams, against the Warriors, say for example, Jason Tatum has come up very small. His last game, they won. Yeah, he had 30 points and he had like 17 rebounds, but I watched that game. He was terrible in that game. The efficiency was terrible. The shots he was taking was terrible. The Warriors, for some reason, got this man's number. The game prior to that against the Warriors, he played terrible, bro. The game yesterday against the 76ers, and I have to say this as well, Jaylen Brown does not get enough credit. Everybody gave Jason Tatum credit for, the game winner, what have you. He was poor in that game up until that point. Jaylen Brown got them back in that game, bro. Mainly. The team was playing together, as a unit, but he was the main reason why they were back in that game, bro. I think they went on to like a 45 to something, 19 run or something crazy to get back in the game. But that's neither here nor there. Jason Tatum's definitely on there. Joel Embiid and James Harden, bro. Joel Embiid, as great as he is, everybody loves his game. We know he got a Louis bag too. He has a bag, probably the best bag as a center in the league. You know what I'm saying? But he's on the hot seat as well, bro. It's been year after year after year. The process, and nothing to show for it, bro.
What do we trust
James Harden with? Right, he now has James Harden, which I don't even trust. This is why I don't like this pairing to begin with, bro. 2 guys who haven't proven nothing, have come up short. Like, you know what I'm saying? James Harden even worse than Joel Embiid in the postseason. So it's like, I just don't like this pairing. I don't trust it. That's why I don't really feel like they're going to go anywhere, bro, right? James Harden, one of the greatest scorers of all time, bro. He's now a lesser version of himself, and now he's on the 76ers as a second option, bro, right? Last year, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what excuse you have then? The year before that, he was on the Nets. He got injured. That was his excuse, It's just always something. And be the same thing. It's always if he's hurt, that's their excuse. So it's like at the end of the day, these two right here got the most pressure alongside Jason Tatum in the Eastern Conference, bro. Like I said, Kevin Durant is number 1 because of his situation. Now you get to Chris Paul, bro. I know he's the older version of himself, bro, but I'm not giving him a pass for last year, bro. I'm not doing it. And in that game 7, he didn't have a shit series. It wasn't completely trash. But in the game 7 where it matters mostly, I shouldn't even been in the game 7 because y'all had control of the series. Y'all were the better team. Nobody was expecting the Mavericks to win that series. Yes, Chris Paul, I have to hold him accountable. Devin Booker, I have to hold them accountable as well. Bro, in that 7th game, they were terrible, bro. They were absolutely terrible. They were down by as many as 45 points in that game, I believe, bro. Before the second half started. Like, come on. In the seventh game. And in game 7, I mean, bro. Like, I gotta hold them accountable. Chris Paul has had excuse after excuse after excuse, just like Joel Embiid, bro. Chris Paul, yeah, we know he's been injured in the playoffs before. We know that. And that's that's something that you have to pay attention to, obviously. But he's also come up short, bro. And don't give me this excuse that he's just a point guard. That's his main. Oh, you can't put it. No, bro. There's been times where Chris Paul was the second option or even the best player on the team, bro, and he has not delivered, bro. Let's just keep it real. Let's just call it what it is, bro. That's it. I'm just keeping it real, bro. Chris Paul is a once in a generation talent, bro. And yeah, he's old. I get that. But last year, bro, he was playing at a high level still. He definitely was. Not at his best, but he's playing at a high level, bro. And when it came time to prove himself, bro, it didn't happen. He lost to Luka Doncic, bro, a guy who was the main guy on a lesser team. I don't know how many games the Dallas Mavericks won, but they didn't win 60 games, bro.
They won
The
50.
Phoenix Suns were at least I want to say 8 to 10 games better than the entire league, bro. Like,
Yeah,
come
they won
on.
65, bro.
Like, come on. That's all I'm saying. Chris Paul, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Those are my 4 players, excuse me, that are on the hot seat, bro.
Yeah. I don't. Those are pretty much consensus, to be honest. You can't include a list without 3 of those guys. Those guys, they got a lot to prove, a serious amount. Luka Doncic is also one of those guys. I'm not gonna dive too much into because he always performs. But you
Sure.
like Eli said in one of our last videos, the consensus idea was that if Luka Doncic got help, he should win a championship. I mean, he made the WCF. You guys said if he had help, he was beating the Warriors, and most likely he would have beat the Celtics. So if that's true, there's a lot of pressure on Luka right now, and yeah.
And let me touch on the thing with Jokic, bro. Jokic, I definitely get it because I was the same person who was giving Giannis shit for
Yeah.
winning all these MVPs and not making it to
As soon as he went back
the
to back, yeah.
finals, right? Here's my thing with Jokic, bro. Um, in the bubble, his co-stars they overachieved so well that we kind of got confused about what type of help they actually are, if you get what I'm saying. Jamal Murray had a spectacular bubble. You know what I'm saying? He had a spectacular playoffs in the bubble, right? But now you see he comes back from injury and he's not at the level that he was. He's not playing at the level that he was. There was a lot of guys who went off in the bubble, and then when everything came back to reality, when the world came back to, the norm, these guys wasn't doing what they were doing in the bubble. They came back down to earth. I think that's a little bit of him being injured and a little bit of him coming back down to earth. Like, Jokic doesn't have the help that we think he has, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this is not this is just what it is. Um, I'm expecting him to at least make the Western Conference Finals. Him making the finals, that's a plus. Just me. That's just to me. Because the guys they have on this team, they didn't make the All-Star team. Let's be real. They weren't close to making the All-Star team. So it's like, for us to expect him, I get it. He's an MVP. He didn't have much help last year. He won the MVP. And now he's in a position where he has the best record in the West. So it's really no excuse for him not to win the MVP, right? So I really truly get it. But at the end of the day, to me, if he makes the Western Conference Finals, that would be enough. But I get people wanting him to go to the finals because he's won all these MVPs and has really not won a championship. And I think that's what will really make people see what we're seeing, right? But I really get it. Until he does that, that's when people are gonna be like, "Oh, he deserves those 2 MVPs." But they keep giving him the MVP. He didn't go to the finals. He's not doing anything. He's constantly getting eliminated. You know what I'm saying? But there's nobody in here that legitimately thinks that the Denver Nuggets are going to win the finals. Maybe go to the finals, I guess. But there's nobody here that thinks that the Denver Nuggets are gonna win the title. So that's just unfair to me because if we look at all the favorites, the Denver Nuggets are not one of the favorites to win the finals. So it's like it's really unfair to expect this man to win the title for us to be like, oh, okay, he deserved those MVPs. Bro, nobody's watching for the Nuggets to win the title. So it's just kind of weird and hypocritical that people are doing that, but it is what it is.
I
I
mean,
really think, yeah.
let's look at it with Giannis. No one, I mean, his odds was pretty high. It was in the top 3 or 5, but no one really realistically expected the Bucks to win a championship. I mean, you guys make the argument that, oh, if Kyrie was healthy, KD foot was in the size 22, that they would have won. So obviously, he wasn't the Bucks wasn't looked at the favorite either. But if Giannis can overcome this, this will turn a lot of heads. And like Eli said, we might not be looking at it close now, but I mean, when you look at it, you could compare Giannis's like his two best players back in 2021 to Jokic's, like Jamal Murray's, or Michael Porter, some similarity to Drew Holiday, not in terms of play style, but in terms of how they impact like as the third best player, and then Chris Middleton, Jamal Murray, guys who are pretty efficient, with at least 18 and 19, 20 points, maybe, doing their thing. So you there's a lot of comparisons. You guys didn't expect the Bucks to win that year, and they did it. And if Jokic could do it, man, he approved a lot of you guys wrong.
Like I'm saying, I'm not expecting him to do anything. I'm not expecting him to really go. I'm not expecting him to make it out the West. I'm just keeping it honest with you, bro. And if he does, I think it's a chance he can. Bro, he's not winning the finals, bro. I just don't see it. I really don't. I honestly don't. But if he does that, I mean, the slander needs to completely stop. I mean, if he does that, he's 2-time MVP, 3-time MVP, and a champion, bro. He damn near top 10, damn near.
Yeah, I think you could start putting him in that top 12. It would be crazy who to take out. I don't know, but he's gonna
definitely gonna be top 15 if he do that.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, and I think he does enter that top 10. It would be really hard. A Finals MVP, 3 MVPs. Come on, man.
That's all he really needs, bro.
Look how many players have. Let's think about it. How many players have? Let me look at the list again. Right, how many players have 3 MVPs and a championship? When I'm looking at it, I see Larry Bird, I see Bill Russell, I see Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Did I say Magic? I know MJ, and then Magic. That's only 7 guys, man. That's a pretty historic list. Only 7 guys have been able to win three MVPs in a championship, bro. So, man, if Jokic is gonna be in some crazy discussions.
It only take 1 championship to shoot him to the moon, bro. So it's like that's what people waiting for, and I really get it. It's time, bro. He's peaking for sure. But what you got next?
This is probably the last thing. I just wanted to something I feel like is gonna happen. I feel like Trae Young will push in 2024 for an MVP season. I'm not saying he's gonna win the MVP, although I feel a little comfortable having him in that conversation. I mean, just last year, which goes pretty unnoticed, Trae Young was first in points and assists last year, which has only been done. This was the second time it had ever been done. He's averaging 27 and 10, and I consider this an off year while being second in every advanced statistical category for East guards. So he's really on. He's playing very well. Still, even though his efficiency is pretty low, in which I'm an efficiency guy, but in terms of everything else, he's impacted the game as he always does. They on a 3-game streak since Dave McMillan has been dropped. I believe when I was looking at it, it said they're what, I think 6-2 with Nate McMillan out the whole season. 6-3, 6-2 or 6-3. So these guys have a winning record. They just got themselves a better coach, who has never really had too much success. Snyder, I mean, he coached the likes of Donovan Mitchell and all these other guys, and I mean, he has some playoff success. a little bit, nothing too serious. And I mean, over the last 5 years, 4 years, sorry, going back from 2020, his sophomore season, he's putting up 28 and 10, 44, 36, and 88 splits. Through four years, that's pretty good to me. I think Trae Young is gonna push to have his best season ever. I mean, last year to me, he had his best season. I think it was like 26 and 9 off great efficiency splits, 46 from the field. I believe 38 from the three. He shot better from the three than Steph last year. We know obviously he's not Steph Curry, but he did end up shooting better than Steph from the three and the field last year. So I got to give him some credit about that. Trae Young is here, and I think he's gonna push for MVP season. The
Trae Young
roster,
is where?
he's here. He's here. Like I said, he's here.
This guy's funny, bro.
I mean, I think he's diving back into the top 5 guard spot. In 2020 through 2021, I had him in that top 3 spot. It was really consensus at that point because he averaged 30 and 10 in 2020, then went to the ECF in 2021, in which no one thought they would. Now, again, Eli, no one thought the Hawks were going to end up against the Bucks in the ECF, ladies and gentlemen. That was and you know what he did to start it off? He dropped 47 points on the best player in the world, on his team, sorry, not on Giannis, because Giannis wasn't guarding, but on his team. He dropped 47 points in his first ever conference game. He did that. Plus, they have a deep roster right now, and when they get healthy, that's why I think he will push for an MVP season because those guys are deep in ATL. Plus, for the simple fact that they never really got to play with a certain lineup for most of the year. It'd been about 3, maybe 4 of the guys playing, always missing one to 2 of guys throughout the year. So I think that once these guys get that 5, sold out, those he will push for that season. They got the problem out, Nate McMillan.
Why, bro? This season ain't even finished yet. We ain't even get to the playoffs. This man ain't winning no MVP, bro.
What are you
talking? This man is not winning no MVP, bro.
I said next season, 2024. I said he's gonna push for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This ain't even finished. That's what I'm saying. This year ain't finished. The playoffs ain't even here yet.
I'm saying though, he's pushing for an MVP season because I'm talking about the projections for next year. That's what I'm talking about. A projection for next year, he will push for MVP season. Now, I didn't say he's gonna win MVP. I said an MVP season.
You saying
Maxey this season?
What you mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. But like I said, bro, with a team of Bogey, Clint, Murray, and Hunter, and those guys they're gonna have something going on. He finally got he got 2 defenders around him now. Still kept to shoot 3 defenders. Sorry, an interior presence, 2 perimeter presence who can also play somewhat of the interior. And like I said in past videos, Murray has set records. Man, he's done things that haven't been done since Michael Jordan, which he's very impressive. On top of the fact that he can make the ball, if Trae can't, and then Bogey can shoot the thing. Herder is not on the team no more. Bogey can shoot the rock, man. That guy can shoot. He's shooting about 40% from the 3 right now. His problem is that he can't stay healthy. But those guys will push for. He will push for an MVP season next year for sure.
I guess, but yeah, man. I want to say this, bro. The Lakers suck, bro. And they trying to scapegoat Russell Westbrook, bro. Y'all got problems over there that's just, I don't know. Yeah, they won. They beat the Mavericks. Tonight. But to me, bro, these guys they're probably not gonna make the plan, bro. Who said this on somebody said this blasphemy. One of these analysts said this blasphemy that the Lakers are gonna make the playoffs and they're gonna beat the Mavericks in the first round. Some crap, bro. I don't know, bro. These guys are delusional. Stephen A. Smith, for some reason, got this infatuation with the LA. Bro, get off they nuts, bro. Like, get off they nuts, bro. I really legitimately think that they're gonna win the championship. I think he thinks that, bro. Like, legitimately. I don't know if ESPN's forcing him to say that or pushing him to say that for the ratings or the views, bro. They've been trashed for the past 3 years, and ESPN still keeps talking about them. I get it. The face of leagues over there, bro. Give these other teams some shine, bro. Make some of these other teams marketable. Why you keep talking about the Lakers who suck? They're 13th, bro. They're one of the worst teams in the league, bro. They got this new change of scenery over there. I get that, but LeBron he was limping out the game, bro. Bro, everybody bro, I don't think there's nobody who thought that LeBron or AD is gonna play out the rest of these games, bro. especially Anthony Davis. Especially the man is sheetrock, bro. Like, come on, bro. The man is sheetrock, bro. Let's talk about that, bro. Look at this man, bro. He not going nowhere, bro. LeBron
Yo,
came out the game limping. Y'all better hope he. Y'all better hope he
at
good.
this point, from what I've been seeing with as much Laker games I could tune into, you guys can't even blame the fact of health at this point. You guys are negative with your two best players playing, who are both simultaneously superstars, and you guys are negative with both those guys playing. So it's like you guys struggle. LeBron has been playing great this season. He started off slow. His last 3 games have been pretty slow as well, which I want to bring up because he's performing a little slower all of a sudden, and I don't like that. You guys, what is going to be the excuse after that? Because both AD and LeBron James have slowed down since then. They have, and it's not looking good for them at all.
Yeah, I don't know what he got going on, but I don't know. Teased it.
I
They
see,
really think the
yo,
Lakers.
I seen the fan begging last night talking about some yes, we're finally gonna be 10th seed for the Lakers, bro. Like that shit, I'm like, wow, like
MC, bro.
what is 10th seed accomplish for you, bro? That shit.
Oh yeah, let me say this. I've been wanting to talk about this, bro. Bro, Anthony Davis, bro. I think when his career is over, bro, he's gonna be the biggest underachieving talent ever, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. For the talent that he is, bro, I think he's gonna be underachiever. I think these injuries are gonna keep taking a toll on him, and he's gonna regress really bad, bro.
I gotta
Because
see
you
a
see,
name.
when he has these injuries and he comes back, sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get the best of AD or you're gonna get a
Semi,
mediocre version. To
yeah.
me, a mediocre version of him is like the numbers that you be arguing me down about, like 22 and 12. I mean, I expect him to get rebounds, so I'm not really watching that. I'm not studying that. But I'm expecting him to dominate. I don't want him not taking. He's been doing this too, not taking shots, like just being very passive aggressive. I don't like that. Anthony Davis is supposed to take over this team. We all know he's supposed to take the keys from LeBron James. Like, to me, Anthony Davis is his trajectory right now is not looking good, bro. Not looking good, to be honest. That's just me.
So what would it take for him not to be an underachiever? Like, let's say he wins 2 championships in a row, right? And he gets the Finals MVP for them. Do you look at him as an underachiever then?
Bro, like, I'm not even looking that far because I don't think he's gonna win another championship, bro. I honestly don't think that
No,
because his health has
I
been
get
so
it.
poor.
It's not looking good in LA at all. For a championship is probably the least of their worries. But
Even with him, when say LeBron leaves or he retires, or even if they wind up trading Anthony Davis somewhere else, bro, like Anthony Davis, bro, that stretch that he had in the beginning of the season, I said season, in the beginning of the season was incredible, bro. You don't hear me giving Anthony Davis no praise or none of that. But when I seen that, that's what I've always looked at AD as. Before he was giving us vintage Pelicans play. That stretch that he had in the beginning of the season, that was the Anthony Davis. That's what
I think a
that's
little
the
better.
Anthony Davis that I expect night in or night out. Night in and night out, I mean. He was dropping crazy numbers, 30. He dropped 29, 30, 34, 30. Then it hit you with 35. Then it hit you with 55. He was going crazy, bro. Then he comes back from injury, and it's like, then I think he said he got injured again, and it's like, you just never know. But the beginning of the season, bro, um, I don't think he had any injuries coming into the season, but he was. I think he had an injury way prior to that. Way prior to that, but coming into the season, he had no injury. So I think that's what it was. He was fairly fresh coming into the season, but then when he has the injuries, it just knocks his whole momentum down, and then he comes back playing like mediocre. Then he's not taking shots. He's passive aggressive. Sometimes he may even just be playing bad, bro. Like I don't know, bro.
If I don't know, man. I don't think he will go down as the biggest underachiever. Um, but right now it's not looking.
Bro, if he doesn't win another championship or win MVP, which he should have been trying to win, bro, he's an underachiever, bro. That one championship, bro, is like, bro,
I
it's
mean, I
one
mean, I mean, he
championship,
tried.
bro.
He was trying, but look at of the likes he had to go up against. I mean, there's been arguments from maybe 2018 for him. maybe even 2017. But any of the last 4 MVPs, I think, have really been fair. I don't think you can give anybody else the last 4 MVPs besides the two guys who won them. I mean, Giannis was. I don't even gotta
Man,
say.
when healthy and at his best, bro, we know that Anthony Davis has the ability to dominate advanced stats. Anything that you want
Oh yeah,
to win an MVP can do that when he's healthy and at
2020,
his best.
2020, he was very close in the MVP discussion. I think he was third or fourth. To LeBron, yeah, obviously Giannis, LeBron, and James Harden. So
It was just like it's not what we expected, but I don't. It's just looking real. I don't forget about the Lakers. I worried about Anthony Davis because he's supposed to be one of the 5 best players in the league. He's nowhere near that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, LeBron James is taking the majority of the load here on this team. So I just don't know, man. But that's pretty much it, man. You know, we enjoyed everybody who was here, man. It was a great show, man. Talked about all we really much wanted to touch on. I'm Eli.
and I'm Eddie,
And
and
make
we
sure y'all follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. If y'all want to support the channel, the Cash App is down below, man. Once again, I'm Eli.
and I'm Eddie.
And we out, man.
Yeah.